and therefore ask AI about very simple queries. Maybe you do not know that why repo rate is called repo rate. What is repo in repo rate? I will go with my hunch. Now that is very personal strategy to me. I'm not saying that the same strategy will work for you, but please identify your strategy. Every student is going to have different favorite subjects, different tough subjects. So this is like a quota system which you can devise, जो कि बहुत freedom देता है आपको actually. नहीं तो students की बड़ी tension रहती है. Sir आज क्या पढ़ना है फिर? For the next 3 days, what should I study? Full length tests of prelims and try to see that in which subject you should behave like Virender Sehwag and in which subject you should behave like Rahul Dravid. So hello everyone, this is a session which is designed to answer a very basic but very important question, that how at the beginning of our preparation we should plan our preparation so that we have a overall understanding of our path, right? So the title is Prep Planning and Time Management, and myself Himanshu Khatri, I am an ex-IRS and faculty at Vision IAS, right? So the first thing that comes into operation is the long-term planning. The student should be able to have a long-term view. So taking a horizon of 1 to 1.5 years, first of all, when we talk about foundation building, that is the first 4 months. Then let's take example of a student, right, who is intending to join coaching. So the first thing is, the mistake which is usually done by the student is that they join the foundation batch, but they delay joining of their optional coaching. Now, if you have to qualify UPSC, optional gives 500 marks. So therefore, it is extremely important that you begin with your optional coaching ASAP. At times, students are not able to finalize their optional, because of which this delay happens. At times, the students think that first they will prepare the GS and then they'll move on to the optional. In optional, they are going to ask college level questions. Okay, so at least like graduation, or some questions maybe of post-grad level also, right? And once you are in December, after that, from January until your prelims, you will not be dedicating any time to your optional. And once prelims happen, very less time is available for preparing mains. And you have to prepare the GS as well as optionals from the mains perspective, plus you have the test series which are very, very paramount. Therefore, you will not be able to prepare for your mains exam even if you clear the prelims. That is why it is very, very important that you do not neglect the optional and you join both foundation batch as well as optional coaching right at the beginning. Also, it helps in time management. Do this experiment. When you're at your home, note the time when you first think about that, okay, it's time I have to leave for my foundation batch coaching, right? So therefore, roughly 1.5 hours or 2 hours before, your mind is actually distracted that I need to get ready, I need to have my breakfast or lunch, and I have to go. By the time you return, you are very tired. And again, notice the time when you are actually able to study after coming back to home. And that time period is also the cool off period after coming back home would be around 1 hour or 1.5 hours, right? So therefore, from the time management purposes, what is best is that once you go out of your home, then you attend both the classes, make your day very hectic in the first 5 to 6 months, so that later on, as the optional coaching gets completed and you are midway in your GS coaching, so therefore then you have breather, more time available for self-study, for revision, right? So therefore, that's the first thing which is there. Second thing, and very important thing, which is usually not highlighted, is that each and every subject has its own dictionary. For example, if I take the example of economics, so maybe there are students who for the first time come to hear words like repo rate, reverse repo rate. Maybe they had heard about inflation, but WPI, CPI, liquidity, monetary policy, fiscal policy, the difference between the two, right? Real GDP or inflation adjusted GDP and all of these things, right? So therefore, you are not able to make sense of any newspaper article on economics because you do not know this dictionary. Similarly, every other subject has its own terminology and some basic concepts. Here by dictionary, what I mean is that very basic concepts, right? So that's why the first thing that you should do is, as soon as you start your preparation, maybe you are reading a newspaper article, maybe you are attending a foundation batch class. So therefore, start making dictionary of terms and concepts which you find unrelatable. And now you have AI for your help, and therefore ask AI about very simple queries. Maybe you do not know that why repo rate is called repo rate. What is repo in repo rate? Right? But this question is your question. That's why it is very, very important. Because कहीं ना कहीं वो दिमाग में आपके रहेगा ही कि यार अच्छा पता नहीं कुछ repo rate है. Right? M1 supply, M1 money, M2 money, all of these things, right? They become very troublesome for the student, right? So therefore, make this dictionary and make this dictionary in a digital format, so that whenever the next time you are reading an article and such a term comes, it's very easy for you to go on that app, do Control F, read the meaning of that particular term or concept, and you're back on to your article, and therefore you are able to understand the article, okay? Next is online readily accessible maps for locating places on need basis. It's very boring kind of a thing that, okay, I am for 2 hours, I'm going to do map work. I don't know. I was never able to do that because it's very boring. You have a map in front of you, but you are destinationless, right? What do you say? Hello, Delhi. Hello, Jaipur. Why? So there is no reason, there is no motivation. And psychologically it is proven that when there is no motivation for searching a particular information, the memory of that information will also be relatively less, right? So how to do maps? Maps are very important in history also, in geography also, in international relations, right? And in internal security, for example, they highlight the red corridor, right? And all of these things. So therefore, have a set of 5 to 10 readily available online maps, maybe on Dropbox, maybe on OneNote, maybe on Evernote, whatever you use, so that whenever that term comes, name of that place comes, you are very quickly able to see on that map that, okay, this is where that particular place is, right? So geography requires certain different kind of maps, history requires certain different kind of maps. So have a set of like 10 maps, right? When you are studying, when you're reading about Israel-Palestine issue, maybe you need a map which is only of Middle East and that region. Maybe when you're studying about South America, you need a map of, North America, South America, Central America. So therefore, this is extremely important, and ये बातें usually नहीं बताई जाती हैं शुरुआत में, ठीक है? ये बाद में student को realize होता है और वो overwhelm हो चुका होता है तब तक. Also, if you feel that you are weak in maths, then only for those students who are weak in maths, it is kind of like wise that you begin your CSAT preparation. On the side, maybe you allocate 1 day or half a day in a week to your CSAT preparation, so that उसका fear खत्म हो जाए. Most important thing, it is fear, right? बहुत सारे ह्यूमैनिटीज़ के स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं, उनको एक फोबिया होता है, ठीक है? वो मतलब प्रॉब्लम को देख नहीं पाते कि नहीं मुझसे नहीं होगा, मुझे मैथ्स हमेशा अच्छा, कभी भी अच्छा नहीं लगा. तो फियर को रिमूव करने का सबसे अच्छा तरीका है उसकी आंखों में आंखें डाल के देखना फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. इस वजह से फ्रॉम डे 1 at least try to devote some time to see that. Then read editorials. Even if you are relying on the monthly magazines of Vision IAS or any other coaching institute for the current affairs, at least read editorials of one newspaper. It will improve your reading comprehension, right? So therefore that is how you go about it. Then once the first 4 months are over, then from 5th month till 12th month, now time has come from moving a step ahead, that is an advanced mode. Now you should start interlinking your whatever you are reading, that is your GS syllabus, with current affairs and also with optional. Okay, so if you are reading a particular current affairs item, so by this point of time, you have some rough idea what your optional is about. If you feel that this information can be used in paper 2 of your optional, which is more implementable, then at least store a digital copy of that particular article in some folder, so that whenever you are revising your optional or you are doing value addition to your optional, then you have a folder, value addition optional, and there whatever has come in the past 1 year or so, that is there, for you to do interlinking, for you to provide certain examples. Okay. So therefore that is important. For example, budget and economic survey, they become very, very important. So whenever budget comes, always try to relate कि अच्छा budget में स्टैटिक के साथ क्या रिलेशन है, ठीक है. सो इफ इन बजट दे आर मेंशनिंग समथिंग अबाउट इन्फ्लेशन और समथिंग अबाउट social spending, some new kind of term it is there about different kind of curves. So therefore do try to see that in your traditional economic static portion what is the relation, and that's how you will develop a connect between static and its implementation. Okay. Or for example, let's say a newspaper article comes on electoral reforms. Okay. So therefore in your polity try to see that what are the articles which are related to the election commission, what is the representation of people's act RPA and its relation with the electoral reforms suggested. So therefore that's how you always are able to understand the dynamic better with the help of the static. It will consume time. Don't be lazy. टाइम जाने दो, उससे कोई इशू नहीं होता है. पेशेंस रखो. जल्दबाजी में की गई चीज़ सिर्फ रोट लर्निंग बढ़ाएगी. सो देयरफॉर ठीक है, थोड़ा सा स्केड्यूल अगर ऊपर नीचे भी होता है, स्टिल जो करो थोड़ा सा मतलब एक अबव एवरेज एक अच्छे लेवल पे करो, ठीक है ना. बाद में इसका बहुत फायदा होगा. एंड उससे हो क्या रहा है, यू आर डूइंग माइक्रो रिविजन ऑन द साइड ऑल्सो. तो बजट आया, उसमें लिखा हुआ है कोई पर्टिकुलर टर्म, यू वेंट टू योर स्टैटिक, रेड दैट, माइक्रो रिविजन होगी. ये जो टाइम आपने अभी इन्वेस्ट किया ये बाद में बचेगा, ठीक है. तो आप ये टाइम वेस्ट नहीं है, ठीक है. देन देयर आर टू काइंड ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स. एक ऐसे सब्जेक्ट्स होते हैं जहां पे जो कंटेंट है वो बहुत ही ज्यादा अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड होता है, राइट. एग्जाम्पल हिस्ट्री. एंड सेकेंड काइंड ऑफ सब्जेक्ट्स आर देयर वेयर द कंटेंट इज वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड. पॉइंट, सब पॉइंट, नेक्स्ट सेक्शन. एग्जाम्पल पॉलिटी. तो पॉलिटी में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है, कोई भी लॉ बहुत ऑर्गेनाइज्ड होता है. इफ यू विल स्टार्ट मेकिंग शॉर्ट नोट्स ऑफ दीज वेरी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड कंटेंट बेस्ड सब्जेक्ट्स, यू विल स्टार्ट फीलिंग दैट यू आर मेकिंग फोटोकॉपी, राइट. सो देयर व्हाट डू यू डू, देयर यू डू नॉट मेक दोज काइंड ऑफ शॉर्ट नोट्स बट यू मेक सम काइंड ऑफ एडवांस नोट्स. दो तरीके हैं. एक तरीका ये, थिंक अबाउट सम intriguing question like what are the different kind of rights provided in the constitution, and then try to make a flowchart based answer of it. What constitution does for women and make a flowchart based answer for it. What constitution does for other such vulnerable sections and make flowchart based answer for it. What are differences in powers of vice president and president, vice president and speaker, right. Try to make a flowchart out of it. So therefore these are like advanced kind of notes. Or what you can do, which will be ek tir se do shikar, go to past years mains previous year questions and try to frame flowchart based answers of those PYQs. As a result आपको ये महसूस होगा after let's say a month or two कि यार मेरे तो PYQs भी हो गए and I have these advanced short notes. So while you are attempting those PYQs, don't attempt them in paragraph format. Attempt them in flowchart, detailed flowchart notes, fair notes. ये जो आपके notes हैं, they will be very handy for you just before your exam. और आपको ऐसी फीलिंग आएगी कि ठीक है, मैंने पैराग्राफ 1 के शॉर्ट नोट्स, पैराग्राफ 2 के शॉर्ट नोट्स, ऐसे शॉर्ट नोट्स आई हैव नॉट मेड, बट स्टिल आई हैव शॉर्ट नोट्स ऑफ द होल सिलेबस, राइट. तो एंड जो सब्जेक्ट्स वो द सब्जेक्ट्स विच आर अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड, वेल देयर यू कैन डिसाइड टू मेक स्टैंडर्ड शॉर्ट नोट्स that okay, these are short notes of chapter number 1, these are short notes of chapter number 2, and so on and so forth, right. So therefore that is what you do. Okay. Also implementation of those flowcharts, that is whenever you feel comfortable, कोई hard and fast rule नहीं है, but whenever you feel comfortable, try to reach a point where you can at least you can attempt some 2 to 3 questions every week of mains level, right. Mains is much more important than prelims. Trust me, if you are very good at mains, then prelims में आप automatically better होते जाओगे. और अभी हम prelims से दूर हैं, so therefore prelims specific things we can do later. Okay. Right. Next is the last 3-4 months before exam. Let's say you have reached January. Okay. तो अब क्या करना है? देखिए, content is same. I can generate prelims type questions also from this content, and I can generate mains type of questions also from this content. So now just 3-4 months before exam time has come to train yourself or to reorient your mind towards prelims types of questions. That is why now you prioritize MCQs, previous year questions of the prelims, do CSAT practice every week, every day, or every second day, and therefore, plus you develop a prelims attempt strategy. Attempt some full-length tests of prelims and try to see that in which subject you should behave like Virender Sehwag, and in which subject you should behave like Rahul Dravid. My strategy is that subjects in which I am weak, there I will mark an answer only and only when I am at least 80% sure that this option is correct option. And the subjects which I feel are my favorite subjects, are my strong subjects, there I have to attempt. Even if I'm confused between two options, I will go with my hunch. Now that is very personal strategy to me. I'm not saying that the same strategy will work for you, but please identify your strategy. Every student is going to have different favorite subjects, different tough subjects, right? So you should have clear idea that where I am. Plus, in the examination, this strategy will also include time management. For example, my personal strategy was that I will attempt questions of those subjects which are my favorite subjects first. And as soon as I realize that this question is not from my favorite subject, I will not even read it. And I'll attempt it in the second half. फायदा ये होता था that A, my mind is fresh, right? So therefore I am able to attempt my favorite subject questions with good accuracy. That leads to greater confidence in me कि यार मेरा पेपर तो अच्छा जा रहा है. Because obviously if you are answering questions from your favorite subjects, so chances are high that you will be able to mark many questions. So therefore you enter into your tough subjects with high confidence level. कि यार कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. So therefore, whereas अगर इसको reverse करेंगे, if in the first half an hour or 1 hour, if you attempt questions from your tough subjects, your morale and your confidence in the examination hall will sink. कि यार मेरा तो इस बार नहीं हो रहा. And then easy subjects के जो questions हैं या तुम्हारे favorite subjects के जो question हैं वो आते हुए भी शायद गलत हो जाए. राइट, OMR शीट पे कुछ गलत मार्क कर दो, एंग्जाइटी में, टेंशन में, क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 का आंसर 1 में मार्क कर दिया, 3 का 2 में मार्क कर दिया. इस टाइप की मिस्टेक्स बहुत कॉमन मिस्टेक्स हैं बिकॉज ऑफ एंग्जाइटी, राइट. तो दैट्स माय पर्सनल स्ट्रैटेजी. यू डेवलप योर ओन स्ट्रैटेजी. देन कीप मेंस नोट्स हैंडी बट शॉर्ट. Focus on factual accuracy. तो prelims में वो तो you will get a hang of it by looking at the previous year questions. That at times थोड़ा सा factual data becomes important, or small may, shall, these kind of small differences, they become important, right? So therefore you'll get a hang of it. However, nothing is perfect. By the time you reach January, February, you may realize that you were not able to fully implement your schedule, and ultimately there are certain subjects which you feel are not very well prepared. Only for those subjects you go for coaching material. Let's say you feel that यार मेरा science and technology has not been prepared. ठीक है, कोई नहीं, you tried but नहीं हुआ, तो इस टाइम पे you can go for, let's say you go to a coaching institute, उसका material तुमने लिया and therefore fine, उनका prepared है तो that is what you're trying to do, right? But ultimately do try to cover the whole syllabus, okay? Then once the prelims is over, take a 1 week break, right? Refresh yourself, go to your family, enjoy, but come back soon. And don't worry, right? Don't get into this cycle of whether I'll qualify prelims or I'll not qualify prelims. It is very tough to not be in this cycle, and I know all of you will become part of this cycle. But किसी ना किसी point पे आके please give up, right? Because till the point of time result will not come, तो problem रहेगा. And now hopefully UPSC has said that they are going to release the answer key relatively early, right? So therefore students will have a much clear path in front of them that whether they are going to appear in mains or they are not going to appear in mains, and accordingly the strategy can be shifted. But irrespective of whether I qualify prelims or I do not qualify prelims, the good part is this is actually the time that I should prepare for my mains, right? Because it is only before December that you can ever give focused energy towards mains. तो चाहे आपका सिलेक्शन हो रहा हो चाहे ना हो रहा हो, अच्छी बात है कि तब आपको मेंस ही पढ़ना चाहिए, ठीक है ना. सो देयरफॉर इसलिए ज़्यादा चिंता आप मत करें कि मेरा इस वाले अटेम्प्ट में प्रीलिम्स हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है. उससे एक्चुअली आपके पढ़ने में कोई थोड़ा बहुत स्ट्रैटेजी का फर्क पड़ेगा कि अच्छा थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा पैशन के साथ प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा, टाइम की बड़ी कमी होगी इफ़ यू आर अपियरिंग फॉर द मेंस. अदरवाइज पढ़ना आपको मेंस ही, राइट. सो देयरफॉर assuming that you are qualifying that prelims, so therefore tests, time is less, 3 to 4 months are there. If you'll start revising everything from scratch, 4 महीने कब बीत जाएंगे, you will not get to know. So therefore best strategy is what? Write a mains level test. The questions in which you get bad marks, those are your weak topics. Revise those topics. Attempt the next test. Again revise weakness. Again write the next test. Again revise weakness. This way your motivation will also be high and you are most efficiently allocating your time resource because आप वही subjects को ज़्यादा revise कर रहे हो जो आपका weak part है. And obviously the topics which are your strong part, they automatically got revised when you wrote an answer of mains level question on that topic and you got good marks. Right? So therefore write revise weakness. इससे एक और फायदा ये होता है that by this point of time maybe some of the students are bored, right? कि अबे यार वापस से लक्ष्मीकांत पेज 1 से पढ़ूँ मैं. वैसे लक्ष्मीकांत मेंस के लिए नहीं पढ़नी चाहिए, बट स्टिल जो भी है, राइट. तो बोर्डम आ जाता है. बट व्हेन देयर इज अ टेस्ट, देयर इज लाइक कंपटीशन, and therefore the student may not be very interested in reading a book page by page, but that student will definitely be interested कि अच्छा let's write let's play, right? So that kind of motivation be it's better. And this is also the time that you start integrating essay and ethics with real life examples and notes. That is ethics पे focus करना है. It is also 250 marks, right? And maybe from ethics you can have certain examples for your essay. So therefore start making notes for essays, start jotting down ideas which you can use in essay, use ethics for essay and this kind of thing. So therefore that is how it is. Now if we come to short term planning, that is monthly, weekly kind of scenario or what to do today. So overall in a month, total number of subjects are 16 subjects. If I do not over divide, then total number of subjects are roughly 16, right? Ancient, medieval, modern, post-independence, world history, society, economics, geography, environment, science and technology, international relations, current affairs. ऐसे ऐसे मैं करूँगा तो रफली 16 है, ठीक. 12 महीने हमारे पास ओवरऑल टोटल अगर देखा जाए, ठीक. तो इफ आई पिकअप, इफ माई फोकस इज लाइक 2 GS themes, let's say polity and geography for 1 month, then overall 8 months हैं तो 16 subjects पूरे हो जाएंगे. 8 महीने कौन से हैं? These 8 months are these, the month 5 to month 12th, right? So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So total 8 months are there. Some basic foundation has been built in the first 4 months. I know at this point of time your foundation batch coaching would be on. Some of the subjects would not have been introduced. I understand. But roughly for planning purposes, right, कुछ subjects तो हो गए होंगे ना कि let's say in the first 4 months, at least 2 subjects would be done to a good extent. At least you can begin with their revision, right? Meanwhile, you are attending classes of the next 2 subjects, something like this. So roughly, and नहीं तो और भी बहुत सारा काम है वो कर सकते हैं. ले देके ultimately net result should be that in these 8 months you should be ideally able to kind of like solidify 16 subjects. Plus every month try to, if your optional is ongoing and you are in the मतलब 5th month, तो 6 महीने में usually optional खत्म हो जाता है. तो in this time period your optional coaching is done. Do take out time to cover at least one theme or one module of your optional subject per month so that you do not go out of touch of your optional, right? Also, in 8 months, you can revise 1 year of current affairs if you ensure that every month you are doing current month's current affairs and you are revising 1.5 month of previous current affairs. So this way, in 8 months, you'll be able to cover 1 year of current affairs. And answer writing, which we discussed in the last slide. What to do today? So you can deploy a quota system with respect to what to do today. So what is this quota system like? So let's say you are now into your 6th month and you feel like that I should start a plan for revision. So therefore, let's say this is subject 1, this is subject 2, this is subject 3, and so on and so forth. So let's say this is subject number 16, and this is what you call as your buffer. Okay, then you have total number of days available with you. Whatever that total number of days may be, let's say those total number of days are 400, right, or 300. कितने 200 लगा लो, चलो 200 days are available to you. So in step number 1, what do? You divide 200 by 16, right? So therefore, when you divide 200 by 16, what do you get? Oh yeah, just one second. So 200 by 16, so that comes out 12.5, right? So 16 into 13, तो 208 दिन लगा लेते हैं ease of calculation के लिए. So therefore, when you will divide what you call as 208 divided by 16 subjects, right? 17 subjects actually. Okay. ठीक है, 200 by 16 अगर हम करते हैं तो we have what you call as 13 days, right? So 208 plus 13, 208 plus 13. Sorry, I got into calculation mode. Let's say you have total number of subjects as 221 days you have. So therefore, initial allocation wise, you allocate 13 days each, and you put 13 days in buffer also, right? And now you're today. Pick up any subject which you want to study. Okay, so let's say you want to study subject number 3 today. So fine, cut 1 day from it, right? You have studied subject number 3, right? Next day you feel like no, subject number 3 में feel नहीं आ रही, I need to revise subject number 2. तो fine, वहाँ से 12 काट दो, ठीक है? Overall, let's say you are able to complete, ऐसा कर करके you are able to complete revision of subject number 2 in 10 days, right? So 3 days are pending. Add those 3 days as buffer here. Let's say you are doing subject number 1 और यहाँ पे आपको लग रहा है यार 13 दिन में तो नहीं होगा, इसके लिए तो 20 दिन चाहिए, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. You have utilized 20 days here, so therefore 7 days extra you have utilized, you can take that out from buffer, right? This way, every day you are totally free to revise any subject, right? If you want to do subject 1 continuously for 13 days, go ahead, do it, right? And if you are able to complete it earlier, add things to buffer, right? You want to party today, you don't want to study today, no problem. Don't be tense, don't be on a guilt trip. Take out 1 day from buffer, right? दिवाली आ रही है यार, घर तो जाना पड़ेगा, 2 दिन तो मेरे जाएंगे, टेंशन में मत रहो यार, यहाँ से 2 दिन निकाल लो, राइट? सो देयरफॉर बफर को हमेशा मैक्सिमम रखने का कोशिश करना है, क्योंकि बफर लास्ट में बहुत काम आता है, ठीक है ना? तो बफर को जल्दी एग्जॉस्ट नहीं करना है. इनिशियल फेज में यू ट्राई टू एंश्योर दैट मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ डेज दे एंटर इनटू योर बफर. सो दिस इज लाइक अ कोटा सिस्टम व्हिच यू कैन डिवाइस, जो कि बहुत फ्रीडम देता है आपको एक्चुअली. नहीं तो स्टूडेंट्स की बड़ी टेंशन रहती है, सर आज क्या पढ़ना है फिर फॉर द नेक्स्ट 3 days, व्हाट शुड आई स्टडी? आंसर लाइज इनसाइड ऑफ यू, राइट? सो यू नो, राइट? योर हार्ट टेल्स यू कि यार ये वाला मेरा सब्जेक्ट वीक है, ये मुझे कर लेना चाहिए, ठीक है? तो कोई नहीं, डू दैट पर्टिकुलर सब्जेक्ट, सो गो विद द फ्लो, ठीक है? तो दैट इज what I would recommend, rather than very machine like formula that what you should do. So this is like one way to design. Ultimately, you should balance GS, optional and current affairs. Start your optional early, right? From long term perspective, ethics is very, very important because it is 250 marks. Optional is important, it is 500 marks, right? Until unless you are awesome at these 750 marks, sorry, you will not be able to qualify the exam. रिवाइज स्टैटिक अर्ली, क्योंकि स्टैटिक क्या होता है, वो चेंज नहीं होता है. एंड एवरी सब्जेक्ट हैज अ स्टैटिक पार्ट. इकोनॉमिक्स में भी स्टैटिक पार्ट है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया इज स्टैटिक पार्ट इन पॉलिटी. इस स्टैटिक पार्ट को डू एएससीपी. करंट अफेयर्स के पीछे शुरुआत मत भागो, क्योंकि यू नॉट बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द करंट अफेयर्स कॉन्सेप्ट्स until unless you understand the static. But trust me, if you understand the static and you have good memory, good understanding of static, current affairs आपको बच्चों की चीज लगेगी. आपको लगा हाँ ये तो पता है, हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा दिस इज अ न्यू इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल्स एक्ट, ओके ठीक है, राइट? यू विल नॉट हैव दैट फियर इन यू, राइट? तो हमेशा स्टैटिक को ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस दो, बिकॉज वो आपके साथ हमेशा रहेगा. करंट का तो क्या है, बड़ा डायनेमिक है, ठीक है ना? तो वो आज कुछ है, कल कुछ है, तो और वो हमेशा पैरेलल, लेट इट मूव पैरेलल विद योर प्रिपरेशन, राइट? सो प्लीज फोकस ऑन द स्टैटिक पार्ट ऑफ एवरी सब्जेक्ट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग हियर कि फोकस ऑन स्टैटिक सब्जेक्ट्स फर्स्ट. I am saying that in every subject there is a static portion, right? उसको पहले आप पकड़ लो. So therefore that will be very, very good, right? डेली रूटीन वाइज इट्स टोटली अपॉन यू, बट कुछ बेसिक प्रिंसिपल्स हैं. Either you become a morning person, that is wake up at 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., right? Or you become a night person. When there is too much amount of noise and chaos in the surrounding, naturally you will be distracted. So I have met two kinds of students. A, who are very comfortable waking up at 4. B, who are very comfortable doing a night out. Right? जो भी ये दोनों बातों में एक चीज कांस्टेंट है, बाहर बहुत शांति होती. So your concentration can be relatively better. Right? So identify yourself and study in quiet. While you're eating, turn on the watching mode. Right? That is, watch some documentaries which are interesting but related to your UPSC. खाना खाते खाते देख रहे हैं यार, मस्त मजा आ रहा है. While you're sleeping, turn on the listening mode. YouTube पे कुछ playlist बना लिए, ठीक है, and you are listening, and maybe overall 1 घंटे का था, तुम 20 मिनट में ही सो गए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, उसको चलने दो, उस डिस्कशन को चलने दो, ठीक है. मतलब पॉइंट इज कि जब आंखें थक जाएं, मतलब पढ़ना ऐसे थक जाएं, तो ठीक है, कोई और मोड यूज कर लो, ठीक है ना. बट इंजॉय योर प्रिपरेशन, राइट. व्हेन यू लिसन समथिंग, व्हेन यू वॉच समथिंग, सो एक नॉन टेक्स्ट बुक बेस्ड अप्रोच से आप किसी भी इशू को देखते हैं, ठीक है, दैट बिकम्स, और सुनते हैं, दैट बिकम्स रिलेटिवली इंटरेस्टिंग. ओके. ओवरऑल राइट प्रीलिम्स एंड मेंस टेस्ट पीरियडिकली. पीरियडिकली का मतलब क्या है? When you are in your 5th month onwards and as per your pace, but do ensure that at some point of time you are definitely in a rhythm of writing these tests periodically. उससे क्या होता है, हमें ये पता चलता है कि जो भी हम पढ़ रहे हैं और उसको हम जैसे भी पढ़ रहे हैं, क्या वो हमारे एग्जाम के रेलेवेंस में है या फिर हम ओवर रिसर्च कर रहे हैं और हम टेंजेंशियल चीज़ों पे चले गए, ठीक है ना. तो अल्टीमेटली एग्जाम निकालना, राइट. तो ऐसा नहीं कि डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज देखते हुए ज़्यादा ही टेंजेंशियल चले गए, ठीक है ना. तो पीरियडिकली प्रीलिम्स और मेंस टेस्ट दे विल ब्रिंग बैक यू ऑन द पाथ कि ठीक है, दिस इज द कंटेंट, बट इसमें से मेरे ये 2 पैराग्राफ ही मेरे काम के हैं. ऐसा ग्रेजुअली डेवलप अ नैक फॉर इट. Okay, so therefore these are the things which are there from my side. Core principles are focus on micro revisions with digital or scanned notes for control F functionality. मतलब अभी आप रिवाइज करो, एक सेकंड यार, ये आर्टिकल नंबर 51 क्या था? Have a digital copy of the constitution, or there are apps which have the constitution of India. Quickly search article 51. Okay, it's there in front of you. Come back. This is micro revision. Okay, and this happens multiple times in different subjects. यार वो क्या था? उसके लिए control F बहुत जरूरी है. तो therefore even if you make notes on A4, if possible, please try to convert them into scanned format so that this control F functionality it is available, right? OCR recognition के साथ your written words they can also be searchable. Focus on integration. UPSC is asking more and more questions which are interlinked, which are interlinking two subjects, right? So always please don't work in silos. Feedback loop, as I told you, after every mock or after every test, do an analysis, identify the weak areas, revise the weakness. Make this, enter into this loop after some first 6 to 7 months of preparation. Another very good way to prevent over preparation and to prevent neglect of certain topic is that ask 10 basic questions on a topic. Once you have populated their answers, the topic is prepared. Example, let's say abhi Trump tariff is going on. So many newspaper articles come. Each and every student will end up over preparing that topic because every day some newspaper article comes. So therefore, once you have read a week of articles, you have a fair idea that you can ask 10 intelligent questions, very basic questions on this Trump tariffs, right? Why the tariffs? Why there is no alternative? What is the impact on US? What is the impact on India? What is the impact on world trade? Is WTO defunct now? How is this a new norm, right? Or will situation change later? What does history tells us about application of tariffs? Do they help countries' economy or they don't help countries' economy? 10 questions. Write those questions on separate A4. Now onwards, whenever you read anything, try to see that which paragraph will fit into which question's answer. And once you have 1.5 page or 1 page on each of these 10 questions, your topic is prepared, right? And therefore, stop there until something very crucial comes, right? Only then you add that. This will prevent over preparation. Otherwise, पता चले आपने novel ही लिख दी on Trump tariffs. And very important, कई बार ये पता चलता है कि यार BIMSTEC पे only one article came and I don't have answers to 6 of the 10 questions. That will prompt you to go to AI or go to Google and try to find out answer to those questions, right? And so therefore, जो neglected है but important है, उस पर आपका ध्यान जाएगा, and जो over crowded हो चुका है, उस पर आप अपने आप को restrict कर पाएंगे. So this is a good way. Give importance to laws because ultimately you are trying to have a job in the state, and state functions on the basis of law. International law are called treaties. So focus on laws, international organizations, legal organizations of India, treaties, reasons for issues, their impacts, and solutions to those problems with some examples. Overall, ये आपको एक thought process रखना है. This way, you will be very, very legal, but at the same time, very, very analytical, right? So therefore, that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, God bless you, and happy learning.